I wanted to ask you, because I think we're coming gradually towards the end here. How can we, as a society, take a more positive view of masculinity? I think that when we look at how the media and culture deals with men and women as men and women, uh, there isn't very much positive that it says about men nowadays. We get blamed for a lot of the worst things in the world. We get blamed for wars and climate change and pollution and violence and all sorts of different things. But we are also not celebrated for all the achievements and successes and contributions, the tremendous things that men have given to the world, the civilizations they've built, the science and technology, the inventions, the culture, etc. So I think it's skewed in one direction, but how can we look differently and see uniquely male characteristics in a positive light?
About 5 years ago, I was asked to give a talk for a firefighters foundation charitable group. They do a yearly talk about things that would be related to first responders. So I gave this talk at a Surrey City Hall, and I said, let me see. And I'm facing an audience, which is most unusual for me. There's an audience filled with police officers and firefighters and paramedics. They were these incredibly tall and strong and determined individuals in uniforms I would never have given a talk to. They would never show up at a psychology conference. So I thought, this is fascinating. So the talk that I developed was one where I made a broad point. In addition to talking about the psychological risks and damages and harms of first responder work, I also talked about the kind of values that enable someone to do this extraordinarily valuable, this critical work, the value on honor, on doing something that is helpful for your community, the joy of helping someone else, of saving a life. These were the powerful motivators for these individuals doing these risky and difficult and scary jobs. But my later point was, let's also put this in context. Let's put this in the big, big context of climate change. So I put up a little slide. This is years ago. I said, look, there's the wildfires each year in North America. Look at that line. Look how it's rising. More and more and more brutal, dangerous wildfires happening. This is obviously the way of the future. And I could have put up something similar for floods and other climate change related things, obviously increasing and about to be increasing at an astonishing level. Who do we turn to when we're facing these kinds of terrifying and rapidly rising dangers in this world we've made? Who do we turn to? We turn to first responders. We turn to firefighters. Large majority are men for various reasons. We turn to paramedics for rescue. We turn to other emergency responders for floods and other kinds of disaster. We look to traditionally male groups and workers, not only, and increasingly both genders participating, but we look to groups that embody the valuable qualities of masculinity, the qualities that have been linked culturally with being male, the stoic values of honor, of self-sacrifice, of working for your community, of supporting your family. These are the things that have primarily driven men through history. And these are the things that have informed the whole first responder world. And increasingly, we are going to rely on emergency response, on the kind of traditional values and behaviors and goals that are associated with masculinity more and more. We need to value those. We need to honor them. Because if my house burns down, I want first responders to be coming who embody those values of honor and self-sacrifice and working for the community and supporting the people around them and being there to keep people safe. I want people there who have those values, and I honor those values, and I admire courage. The most wonderful of those traditionally masculine values, it is honorable. I admire it deeply, and I rely upon it, and I will so increasingly. So, in my view, we need to understand the positive values, the qualities, the abilities that are associated with traditionally masculine culture and truly respect them and truly value them and not act like they're irrelevant to us, because we are all going to be increasingly reliant on the people who are able to rescue us from what's going to be happening.